looking at master planning. So how do our facilities currently meet needs, and what will the future needs be? We're looking at student enrollment projections. We have focusing a lot in teaching and learning and instruction. Johnstown schools have had a long and well-deserved history of academic excellence, but we know we can do even more. This year we've taken on a math focus, the benefit of working with the Intel procurement team. And as I said, we know there's another 140 to 150 businesses coming to the area. One of the things that we're very much able to do in K-12 education is to reverse engineer back into high school curriculum and actually even into middle school. So we're starting to have some discussions with employers about what is it you need. Because a lot of what we can do, I'm sure Scott will cover this too, but a lot of what we can do is reverse engineer right into the school so you can graduate high school with certifications for employment. By today's standards, it's not even hard to graduate with an associate's degree. We have foremost, our primary responsibility in education is always to make sure we have a safe and secure environment. So a lot you'll see on the surface that we're doing, always testing the systems. There's a lot that's done below the surface because we don't share our plans because that would expose them to some kind of vulnerability. Working closely with the city, with our other municipalities, so we do a lot with safety and security. We have to plan for not only facilities, but also increased needs for staff. So we have a forecast. Public schools have to create a 5-year plan and update that every year. So we have that, which we refer to the 5-year forecast. And last, we have 2 levies that are on the May 2nd ballot. One of the things that we make sure to tell people is that those are renewals and they're only for 5 years, no increase on taxes. Reason that both of those are in existence is we need them for operations. Some people have asked me, they kind of think the Intel, as I've said, Brinks truck is backed up and unloaded money for us, and that hasn't happened. We're as careful about that. At some point there will be enhancements and all too, but they're not here yet. The school district includes 54 square miles. We think about Johnstown proper, and currently it's about 3 square miles, I believe. So there's a lot of other townships and all we have to think about where the growth will occur. In the Johnstown-Monroe schools, we have obviously the city of Johnstown, we have all of Monroe Township, we have a little sliver of Delaware just out to the west, and then we share Liberty and then also Jersey Township. The 2 school districts share Liberty, and then in Jersey we share it with 3, so it's Licking Heights, Johnstown, and Northridge. And that's where a lot of our economic development is. So a couple good thoughts about what we're doing. First of all, we have to put together compensation agreements with our municipalities so we understand how monies are going to flow. To your point, if a development's coming in, I use this example, and we say there's going to be 250 homes and it's going to be over the course of 5 years, let's say, for example. We can go into our model, we can say, okay, we're going to add approximately so many students per household. The way it works on our current trend data in Johnstown, we get about 1.2 students for every single family home, and we get about 0.8 for the apartments we have right now, our multifamily. That obviously will change, I think, in the future. So if you stage it, we can prepare for that, and we want to make sure that, like I said, if there's 250 homes coming, it's over 5 years, we say, okay, we know we can address that. What's hard in that is we don't know where the students are coming in. We want to make sure we work in concert, and I think that's one of the things that we're doing is everyone's coming together to try and make sure we're involved with planning. Scott and I have been involved with Jersey, as I said. We're still working with them, and we're working with other municipalities. There are different stages with this.
You can't find Northridge schools very easily on a map, and we are 127 square miles, which is the same size as Columbus City Schools. So if you think of the geographic size as Columbus, it's a really large area. We have 11 different townships when you include the Delaware and Knox area, but it gives you an idea. Our school district, our school building, main campus at the intersection of 62 and Northridge Road is centrally located for the district. It's about 7 miles from Homer, Hartford, and Alexandria. However, like I said, we are pushing down into the Etna area and seeing development there with Ellington Village. We've actually worked with Licking County Auditor, and as you go through the multiple papers to sign at closing, we have an additional document in there that identifies that those families are signed, that they realize they're buying a house in Northridge schools because they are about 4 minutes from Watkins High School and about 30 minutes from Northridge High School. So logic doesn't connect there very well. So we make sure that those families know that they're coming to Northridge. We have 1,200 students, but we run 22 buses, which is really kind of unheard of. Like typically elementary school with 500 kids, you might run 5 buses, maybe max, and we run 22 students. So we also, from a resource standpoint, have a operating renewal on the ballot right now. It's a 5-year renewal, similar as Johnstown, not a new tax. It's just a continuation of operating funds that support teacher salaries, instructional materials, technology, and we think that's important. Again, not a new tax from that standpoint. The other thing that we have going on, and Brian Elder from Park National Bank is helping us lead things up, is we are working through a new stadium project. The board has committed about 2/3 of the cost of doing an upgraded stadium, and Brian and the athletic boosters are working to raise $2 million to finish that project out. I think we will grow over time, but we're not going to grow at the rate that Johnstown is growing each, but I've got room for growth. You know, same thing with the buses. I can bus a lot of kids with 22 buses, so let's bring them on in, and it's sort of that situation with our classes that we offer as well. We have room for growth without necessarily increasing our expenses. So the reason that our high school has additional space is 60% of our students participate in the College Credit Plus program, which is kind of a leading number in the state as far as participation, and many of them, you know, are receiving their associate's degree or well on their way to having their first year of college and going in college with sometimes 20+ credits.